Hello everybody, it is Donna. Welcome back to my channel. So on Facebook we had some certain discussions because we all know what is happening, and I promised to share my Black Lives Matter reading list for the people that are interested to read more books about this topic. But then after I promised it, I was also like, but why can't you make your own list? And then again, I was like, but I have a channel, so it is all about sharing what you enjoyed reading or what you liked or what you loved. So before we're gonna dive into the books, there are just a few things that I want to share, and then we go on to the book recommendations. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, then please feel free to do so, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, unless you are a hater. First of all, I want to talk about BookTube because there are a lot of videos and a lot of Black people especially are speaking up about not feeling included and so forth. So I was thinking about it, and when I first started, I really enjoyed making videos. I had a few friends here on BookTube. I started in 2013, and the moment they stopped making videos, I stopped making videos. I was moving, and after I moved, I never ever really made a video. I made a few, and after I moved, I did not really enjoy making videos. I just didn't feel the vibe in my small student home. So it kind of died down. There are a lot of videos that I just blocked because I was just like, meh, or I just keep them for myself. But I never really felt like, oh my god, I'm a part of BookTube. When people would ask me what kind of videos I would make, I would say BookTube videos. But it just, the passion that I had when I started never really sparked after the people that I felt close with ending their videos and me not making videos. And I have tons of ideas, but constantly, unconsciously, there's this thing like, maybe I'm not intellectual enough, maybe I'm not smart enough. I read the same books, but other people get more support for it. But at the same time, I also don't want people to follow me just because, oh my god, I'm following a Black booktuber. That's something that I absolutely don't want. But it is sometimes discouraging when you see that you started with other people and they grow way faster, even though their camera quality might be way worse than yours. And of course, comparison is a bitch and you should never compare yourself, but it is something that you just start to notice. And I have a book full of tons of ideas, but I'm always scared, and that is my thing. That's not something that I want to put onto the community like, oh my god, because of you guys I cannot make my videos. No, that is me, and I should be making whatever I want to make. I also see it with support when it comes to my friends and relatives, and there are people that diehard supported me since day one and constantly ask for my videos, and there are also people that are my friends but never watch my videos. And I see every one of you, but all that I can say is I hope that you follow the people that you really want to follow. Don't follow because you think it's a trend. Don't follow because someone spoke up, because I see that happening a lot. Oh, this person, oh, I'm gonna subscribe. Like, that shit is something that I don't want. But I have decided that I will make videos the way I want to, and if people like them, that is a plus, and if not, then that's meh. But I do have to start somewhere, and I noticed that I had a block for years, but I still felt like I really wanted to make videos. So that tons of ideas that I have in the book, I'm gonna put them on this channel, and if they work, that is amazing, and if they don't, they don't. But when it comes to being Black and reading, that's always this, oh my god, you love reading? Oh my god, I'm sorry, but I've never seen a Black person read a book or being so into books. You are, it's just, it's like this miracle when you are just simply reading a book. And you would think that, especially in the Netherlands, you all go to school, so everybody would expect you to go and read because everybody is being taught to read. And the crazy thing is, I taught myself how to read. I was the first one to be able to read when I was freaking 4 years old. So I'm like, where is this all coming from? I also constantly hear, yeah, you speak like a white person. I know I have white parents, but what's so wrong with actually being able to speak without an accent? Like, you have a color, so you should have an accent. That is also something that I'm just like, or when I say something smart or say something that people can actually use, they're like, oh yeah, of course, this is because you're reading. I'm like, yeah, sure. It's also common sense to me, but okay. So that's just all that I wanted to say about the booktube thing. I saw some heartbreaking videos. Some people really made me tear up, and I was just like, okay, well, I don't feel that deeply as they do because I also have my own things going on. but I do see it and I do notice it myself that Black people or people from another minority are not treated the same way, especially when it comes to bigger chances or getting an opportunity to go and meet a star or an author or discussing Black lives on TV. It's just, I see everything happening. I'm just observing from the side. And yeah, like I said, I'm just gonna make the videos that I want to make, and I would love for you all to stay tuned. Let me shout out the people that stayed with me from the beginning. Like, my channel grew even though I was not uploading, so thank you for that. And I hope I can make the videos that I want to and share more of who I am than that I've been doing in the previous videos. That being said, I also want to talk about the white apologies that I'm getting, because I'm just like since the Black Lives Matter protests are going on, I get white apologies. Still, people in my environment feel the need to come with their apologies because they feel guilty, or they might think that they mistreated me, and they come with a long story and an apology. And with some, I'm like, okay, cool. But the thing is, with an apology, if it's an apology and you're not doing anything about it, it's just an apology. But if you want to apologize to me, then please show for yourself and then to the rest of the world that you're actually acting on it, because that's what it's all about. Try to be uncomfortable and be comfortable with feeling uncomfortable, and really take in the information that you're getting, and not just going into the break and be like, oh, that's not me. Wow, that is you. I had someone apologizing in the middle of the night, and I was like, okay. So I was like, wait a minute, I need my coffee before I'm gonna respond to this. It was a long ass story. I saw the apology. I was like, well, I've never experienced this with you, but thanks for sharing. And then I went on that person's Facebook and I saw that someone said, all lives matter, da, 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 da. These Black people are being pathetic. And that person that apologized to me hearted it. This was your moment. This was your moment to educate your friend or whatever this person was of yours, and say, hey, these people are asking not for their gold, not for their diamonds, not for their oil, not even asking their lands back. All they're asking is to be seen and have the same rights as every other human being. And since we don't have that, we are basically almost begging you to acknowledge us and give us the right to be seen and live equally as other people, aka white people. So if you are still saying all lives matter, of course all lives matter, of course it does. But since it doesn't, that's why we're protesting as well, because that is not the case. If you cannot open your eyes for that, please don't talk to me. And if you're gonna heart something like that, don't apologize to me. It is ridiculous. It makes you look stupid. I'm like, why did you waste my time? So if you want to apologize because you feel guilty for some sort of thing, go seriously, sincerely apologize and act on it. Go educate yourself. Go educate others. Don't just keep it with the apology and just like, oh, now I got rid of my white guilt and now I can move on with my life, because that's not it. That's just the beginning, and it's a journey. So take your time. So that's what I wanted to say. I even reached out to someone that I see as the Dutch Malcolm X, because I was like, bruh, help me out. I have no idea how to respond to these things. But he was saying the same thing, like if they don't act on it, can give you a reason why they're apologizing, you can tell them to keep their apology. So yes, that's what I'm gonna do, because I cannot do anything with it if you're not acting on it. Then there's another thing that I really wanted to share, is the white authors sharing our true and even our legends, their stories, and publishing it. I'm like, who did this? And where are we? Why? Okay, yes, a lot of Black authors are coming up, they're rising. I see one book after another being published by a Black author, and I'm so happy, I'm so thrilled. But at the same time, I'm like, it's 2020. Why the fuck is it now that we're getting our spaces, our spots? Like, I even counted the books in the store, and there were like over 600 books. There were 9 books written by Black authors, and there were 7 books by Black authors and 9 by other minorities. That was it. The rest was all white authors, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is the world that we live in. But to be able to write about the pain that people went through, to write people their stories and really feel what they might have gone through, I think you should be black and have experienced likewise things that you are describing in your books. And for you, and maybe you, I'm not even gonna talk what that person thought, and I get the intention, but for me it's hurtful to see that something is being promoted and it's written by a white author, even though it's a black story and it's a beautiful story, and I'm like, why? And this is happening constantly, and I'm just sick and tired of it, so I will not support it. And I saw it in the newspaper because I was putting the newspapers in the store, and then I saw hashtag educate yourself, and then on the left there was a book written by a black author, and then there was a book by the white woman, and I was like, this is not educate yourself, because she's white. Well, what is he going to teach you about our history? We need to teach you. And then my friends, when I posted that on Instagram, they were like, we're waiting on your story. And I'm like, I'm waiting as well. Keep waiting. No, it will be there one day, but yeah, I want to know why it is the way it is. It's the same with thrillers. I love thrillers, but it is so hard to find a good written thriller, a thriller that had the success that other thrillers had, and they are also written by black authors. I almost can't find that combination, because I wanted to make another video, but I just can't find the books. So yeah, that's still gonna be a little bit more research, but hopefully it will be here one day. And I hope I will not be 80 then. If I will ever make it. And we also have our Black Pete here in Holland, and all that I want to say about this motherfucker is that all the people that are like, oh, we're losing our traditions, oh, it's a kids party. For people who don't know, in December, on the 5th of December, we have a celebration for kids. You can put your shoe, you sing a song, and then Sinterklaas and his little helpers are gonna come over and give you gifts in your shoe while you sleep. And then on the 5th of December, okay, I said it wrong, but before the 5th of December you can put your shoe, yada 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 yada, and on the 5th of December you get a lot of gifts. And he has little helpers, and these are Black Beats, and basically it's blackface. People don't want to acknowledge that this is blackface. I'm waiting on that day that someone comes with a good argument, because people have a lot of opinions. They say, I'm gonna rape you, I'm gonna murder you, I'm gonna come to your house and just kick the shit out of you. That's what people say. These are the arguments that I'm getting, and a lot of other black people too. But none of these people are saying, yes, I acknowledge that it's blackface, but I don't really care about that, because I love the party and I'm still gonna dress up as Black Pete, or I'm still gonna celebrate this festive thing. Then I would be, okay, that's a solid argument, but I disagree because of this and this and that. But none of the people, and I've been having this discussion for years, because I was 4 years old and people were saying to me, you're a nigger, and because you're a nigger, you're going in the back, you're just like those awful horrible beats, and they're gonna put you in the back. And I was just like, I'm gonna be put in the back because I'm a what? And I did not even understand, and I hated the word even before I understood. Let me not even speak about the word. Don't ever use it to me. Don't try to nigga me. Nobody should do it. I don't care if you're black, I don't care if you're white, I don't care if you're purple. Just don't do it, because when I was younger, whew, it put me on fire, and I never understood. And then my mom tried to lightly explain to me what it is. And then I looked it up myself, and I was like, and people call me this? We're the only ethnicity that have another word, and it's so degrading that, and no. So nobody has to use it with me. But anyways, so I already had a bad experience, so we never celebrated the festive ever again, even though my parents don't have the same ideas about this festive as I do. And that should be totally fine. Like, if you don't want to acknowledge for what it is, then don't acknowledge it for what it is. Because people have the excuse that it's because they come through a chimney. Well, let me tell you this. If I have this hair, yeah, you see it, right? If I go down that chimney, I will not all of a sudden have afro hair, red lipstick on, even though I'm wearing brown right now. Hey, have golden earrings, like big hoops. All of a sudden every inch of my face is black, even my neck. No, you would have like little smears and you would still have your own hair. You would not all of a sudden have like 3 sizes bigger lips and no. No, 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 no. Just acknowledge it for what it is, motherfuckers. But the uprising is coming, so I think it will eventually get out of the image of the Dutch festives. That's what I wanted to say. I just needed to get these things off my chest because I never share my opinions. Sometimes I go to battle with people, but if people are not even open to listen to opinions and arguments because they don't even have arguments themselves and they're just like super negative, I'm just like, you know what, whatever, I'm not even gonna do this. So my advice to you is choose your battles wisely, because this is an ongoing thing for ages, and I just have to say I'm tired. I'm just really tired. So that's why I'm gonna make this video. I hope some of you will pick this book up, not because it's a trend, not because it's so hot right now, but just because you really honestly are interested in some of these books and these stories. Okay, so with that being said, let's get on to the video right now. This is one thing that I still wanted to say, because I never just, you know, have a stage where I can say this, but even the black people, stop calling me white. Like, it is not a nice thing to say, because the last time I checked, I still have a color. I'm black, and people say this because of the way that I speak. I don't speak with an accent. I was raised by white people. I can adapt easily, so I all of a sudden look and sound like a Susie, even though I'm a Ramona. I've been called a bounty, but it's always black people who say this shit to me. And especially, I love to listen to rock music, and I love alternative stuff, and it's just so white. And I'm over here like, but this is also being a racist. Like, oh my god. And this is coming from my own people, and I'm just so freaking fucking sick and tired of it. Whoever is going to do it after this video, I'm gonna find out where you live. No, kidding. Before I'm gonna get sued, because another black man also got sued because he said something figurative. How do you say it in English? Figuratively? I don't know. But he said it as a form of speech and not just because he meant it. But sometimes you get so sick and tired of something, so you say something. But I'm sick and tired of hearing these things. Because if you did your motherfucking research like you're trying to tell everyone else, you would have known that rock and roll was invented by black people, motherfucker. And even if it wasn't, which it is, it should still be okay for black people to listen to whatever they want, to dress however they want. And if it so happened to be that a lot of people from one ethnicity are doing it or listening to it or whatever, that's their thing. But it should not exclude us. We should claim our space more. If you love something or you want to go to something, don't be afraid just because of your color. And I've been through this a lot. I'm just, like I said, I'm just so sick and tired. I'm only 29 years old, grandma, but I'm tired. I'm tired of hearing it, and I'm gonna correct people. I'm gonna put them in their place. I don't care if you're my friend or not, and especially if you say these things as my friend. What kind of friend are you? Like, as a joke, I get it, haha, it's so funny, but hearing it for the 100th time, it's not funny anymore. So I wanted to clear that off my chest, because I'm just so over it. I'm over it. Call me whatever you want. I know I'm black. Thank you. And I say this because a lot of people shared how not included they felt, and they were being bashed for not speaking up about the Black Lives Matter. And then people said, but my own people don't even include me. And I was just like, we also have a lot to learn. And I'm not saying I'm a saint, but I'm trying to educate myself every single freaking day and correct myself whenever I say something or even think something that is not nice or not correct. I immediately call myself like, come here, what did you say? So I hope that you're gonna do that too. Be more sensitive to the people around you, please. Just please. And now let's get on to the books, because it's really getting long. So for every book that I'm gonna mention, I'm gonna put a picture up in the screen, because I just changed my shelves again. What is new? So I'm not gonna pick them up because I turned them around to make it more at ease. but I can't find the books right now at this moment. So the first book is I'm Not Your Negro by my favorite, rest in peace, James Baldwin. He is my hero. He is someone I look up to. He is a role model to me. Just the way that he spoke, the way that he really grabbed people their attention, really came with the facts. And just his whole being and his energy is just something that I absolutely love, and I hope that I can write like him one day. But I think you should really read this book. There's also a documentary. Feel free to watch the documentary. I have no idea where you can, but just Google it. I hope you can find it somewhere. Maybe one of your apps, Netflix, Hulu, I have no idea. Maybe one of those apps has the documentary, and go watch it because it is so impressive. And Samuel L. Jackson is doing the voiceover, and it's amazing. It is just amazing. My second tip is An American Marriage by Tierra Jones. This is a beautiful story about a young couple who has this American dream, trying to live the best life, young and in love. I have no idea what that's like, but young and in love. And then one day, the guy, aka Ray, is being convicted of something that he did not do, and is being sentenced for 12 years in prison. Well, you can imagine what that would do to a young couple who has this big dream, is trying to build their life, and you are being put into jail for something you did not do. So go read this book. Then the third book that I really recommend is, of course, by my fave, Maya Angelou. Like, I know why the caged birds sing, and if you haven't read this piece yet, what are you doing with your life? This woman wrote like no other, and it's just so beautiful how she can put feelings onto paper. This was her debut memoir, and to just come into the world with such a beautiful piece is just outstanding for me. So that she got all the credit that she got into her life is so amazing, because she clearly deserved it. Rest in peace as well. She's sharing her own stories, her powers, her weaknesses, how cruel the world can be, but how beautiful some aspects in life can be as well. And you just have to go read it. I just don't want to over explain. I talked already so much in this video. Gee. So, to follow that up, I have Me and My White Supremacy. It's written by Layla Saad. I think Saad said. So it's basically talking about how you can change the world by changing your perspective, talking about the privileges that you have, acknowledging that you actually have privileges. We all have our privileges, but it's just different for some of us. And some of the people have like tons of privilege, and some people just have maybe two. So yeah, the difference is enormous, but there's something that you can actually do with it, like in a positive way. So if you need a mirror, then I think this book would absolutely be a book for you. Then I have the book Girl, Woman, Other by Bernardine Evaristo. I love that surname. This is a book, and 12 characters will share their stories, their experiences in the United Kingdom, spread it over several decades. The book has won some prizes, an eye-opener. It is nice to dive into other people's worlds and see how they experience everything that they encounter in their daily life. And it's just beautiful to see the differences between the ages and what people go through. And sometimes people go through the same thing, and then the age gap is just enormous. So just go read it. So this is some of the lighter stuff, because they're also speaking about sexuality, politics. It's just almost everything combined into this book, and I think that's why it's such a success. So if you want to start off lighter, this is not really a Black Lives Matter book, but there are some aspects in the stories that could lead to the experiences of these characters that you could really take in consideration and rethink what you might be doing in your daily life, or saying, for that matter. I'm gonna leave the young adult books also in the description box down below, because I'm not gonna name them all. But if you want to start off with something that is still horrifying but made easier for you to read, then yeah, start with young adult, because it's not up to me to say you need to read this in order for you to work on your racism or on yourself. That's not up to me. I can only advise you. So if you're someone who's very sensitive and you just still want to dive into these books, I would start with young adult books if I were you, because I have to admit some of the Black books that I read, ooh, made me depressed. I'm not even kidding. They made me feel like shit for weeks. It made me so angry and so furious with everybody around me. Like, people should not even look at me and I would be like, no, in my head, of course. But I hope any of these tips will stick with you. I hope this is not like a long blah 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 video, but I just needed to share all of these things. So I hope you still like the video, and let me know in the comment box down below if you've read any of the books. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.